Now I want to show you how to do a real fine rolled hem on the edge of this vest. This vest is real lightweight fabric, and I want to starch it ahead of time because I get more control over the fabric. So what I do is I usually spray starch the fabric before I even cut anything out, and I hang the fabric to dry rather than use an iron. Usually the iron, all the fabric starch just sticks on the iron, and you run into problems that way. Now how I start out, this is the raw edge of the fabric, and I'm going to just put my presser foot down using the raw edge of the fabric, the edge of the presser foot, and I move my needle position all the way over to the right so that I can be right as close to the edge as I can. I run a one stitch on one layer of fabric. So I end up doing that just for help to turn the fabric over. And so then, after I do that, I'm going to take and I'm going to turn this twice, of course, because I want to roll this. And so I've turned this down twice, and I'm using this stitch line as a guide. That's how narrow my hem is going to be. And so then I will put my presser foot up, make sure I get this in there because it wants to move, and I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way too. And I don't pin because I find that the pins get in the way. Now when I start out stitching, instead of backing up, which causes a whole lot of thread and difference in what's going on at the front of your garment, I go ahead and I move my stitch length down, and I take about 3 or 4 stitches, and then I stop and I move my stitch length back to normal, so that secures my ends rather than backing up, because I always see that back up stitch, and I don't like that when I am top stitching, and this stitch is going to show. Now you see how I'm following the edge of the presser foot, and I have my needle in the far right position, and so what's happening is it's running right along the edge because that's exactly where I put that line. So it's running almost exactly where I put the line. Now do you see how I'm just using my finger and sliding that raw edge underneath, and because of that first stitch that I did, I end up with everything rolling under, because this has actually got a curve to it also. And if you're trying to do curves when you're doing a thin fabric, you're usually going to end up getting buckles, or one part of the fabric's going to scoot somewhere else, and you're going to end up with not a very nice flat rolled hem. And so this is just a polyester fabric, and like I said, I have stiffened it a little bit with my spray starch, and I like to use just the heavy duty spray starch, but you can use anything you like. And then after I get finished, I'll have this nice little rolled hem, and I will end up pressing it, and then I'll end up washing out the starch, and it will be nice and drapey, and you'll have a beautiful lightweight vest.